ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing the ACF50 on the Bandit, and we're going to be using the compressor to apply it. This is a 180 litre per minute compressor with a 24 litre storage tank, and it has a maximum of 8 bar. Although we're only going to be using just over 2 bars to apply the spray. This is the spray gun, this is the bike, and I'll give you some more details on the spray gun now. So let's get started. Just to give you a little bit of more detail on the compressor itself, I set this to around 2 bar, and it has to be just above 2, and that gives me a nice constant pressure without losing any spray. When it was at sort of 3, a bit more, it was a bit too high in pressure. On this one, this is the control knob to take it down and high again, and I'm just going to show you the gun. So that's the front nozzle, and set that way we get a vertical spray, and there are different controls. The hopper screws into the top there, it's a gravity fed, and the size of the spray can be changed with that little switch there. And if you turn the nozzle the other way, you get a horizontal kind of spray, but because we want to spray on a bit more vertically, we can just go down the side of the bike. It's much easier. So I hope that explains the spray gun a little bit better. Okay, so now we've got the compressor outside, we've got the bike wrapped. Like last time, we've got cling film on the grips. Anywhere the hands are going to touch, the feet are going to touch, we've got cling film. This is what we're going to be using for the spraying. So I've got the spray cup on now, and as you can see in there, there's some warmed up ACF50. There's not loads, you don't need much when you're using the spray gun. I'm just hoping that I can get the gun set up right, because I've not yet tried it. So this would be either a laugh or not for you. So I've charged the compressor, set to 3 bars. Yep, set to 3 bars, and I've got this in a pattern so that it should be more of a vertical kind of pattern rather than horizontal. So first test, just to see, I don't know if you can. That's 2 blown out. It's doing quite a nice pattern actually. As you can see, it's quite concentrated. Let's wind it all the way in, let's see what happens. Trial and error. That's about right there. So when that's close up, that's just going to put a nice film of ACF50 on the bike, and hopefully it'll just give it a nice coating. So I'm going to get a mask on and some goggles, because obviously you've got to be very careful in this game. And I'll point the camera more at the bike so you can see what is going on. So as you can see, you probably can't hear me very well, but we've got the goggles on and the mask. Don't know how long I'll wear it for.
I'm going to turn the PSI down a bit actually. It seems to be kicking out a bit more than I thought. So that's how quick it's applied with a compressor. A really fine thin film. Not necessarily too much on this bit, but underneath in all the wires, electronics, that's all fine. It's protected by ACF50. Underneath, in between everything, inside the exhaust pipes, all of it. Obviously you cover up the wheels, the brakes and the tyres. And this will now be left for 15 minutes, as you know anyway, but it's just showing how the compressor does it. What I have found with the compressor, you've got to wind it down to about 2.5 bar. 3 was a bit much, and just keep adjusting the gun so you get a nice film. So you're not oversaturating it, but obviously it's laying enough on. I used a bit more than I thought I would, but that's probably just not using the gun properly. But it has put on a nice coating. I've still done 2 bikes with hardly anything out the bottle. I'll show you how much I've used in a sec. So I've done 2 bikes and it's used just that much of a bottle, just the top of label. So I'll easily get using the compressor. I dare say I'll be able to do the bikes all this year and next year, which is really good, depending on how often I wash the bikes I guess, but it should be fine. Okay, so all that's left to do now is wipe off the ACF50, and obviously we're going to remove these as we go as well. And just because it's cold today, it's about 5 degrees, the ACF50 has gone quite thick, but I suppose that's a good thing. You've got to make sure you rub it off. And in a minute I'll be showing you the end result. I'll give you a close-up. Oh, someone's car alarm going off as usual. Seems to be a popular thing around here at the minute. So just wiping it off at least leaves a nice layer, as you will already know. If you've researched ACF50, just getting into all these nooks and crannies. I've sprayed it right inside onto the engine, which will smoke off a bit when you start it, as I said in the last video. What I do is, by the time I finish, this cloth will be covered in ACF50. So I use that on the bits that I've not been able to spray onto, obviously near the wheels and stuff. So I will put some of this on bits near the brakes and the pipes and little other bits, and I sometimes put some on the wheel rim, the metal of the wheel, if that makes any sense. So that we're protected, and then obviously mud and everything washes off easier. Well, muck, not mud. I'm not an off-roader. And it's thick because it's cool today. I warmed it up, but it's gone. It's nice and thick, which is quite good, really. It'll keep soaking in. And so it's finished. Let's give you a rough idea how nice it cleans up. I always use a second cloth on the paint, if I get it on the paint, and also on any of the shiny bits of the frame. I dry off a bit more, making sure it stays nice and coated on the metal and exposed metal and bits that are prone to rust. So yeah, the compressor was good. Thought it worked really well. And just a little disclosure on that, this bike is kept in the house, so to be fair, it doesn't get the harsh sort of salt issues anyway. It's clean, but you can never have too much protection. And that's it. Thanks for watching.